What's up, all my real estate wholesalers? We have an absolute banger of a case study today. This is a 102,000 net profit deal that was done in Washington by a newer wholesaler named Ryan Moore that never would have worked as a traditional wholesale. So stay tuned. Ryan's got a cool story and there's definitely value to be extracted from this. Let's go. Hey everybody, I'm right here with Ryan Moore. He's actually a Rainmaker course member in Washington. So Ryan, how long have you been in real estate for?
Real estate? I've been in real estate for about 30 years now, actually. I'm gonna
Wow.
I just turned
Okay.
50 this year. Yeah. Yeah,
Awesome,
but
man.
but kind of in and out, to be honest, too. So I started with transactional lending. Well, actually, no, I didn't. I started building houses, believe it or not, in 2008 when the market kind of, financial world collapsed. I got into transactional lending and I provided which this is interesting actually. So I provided transactional funding for back-to-back closings nationwide. And here's what's interesting is we would use an option contract and work a short sale with the bank. And that contract would allow us to put the property on the MLS while we're negotiating with the bank for a short sale. So fast forward to now, when I found you, I'm like, dude, this is like what I was doing back in 2008, but it's just a little, it's a little different and more dialed in. And so anyway, it's pretty cool because using a contract that lets you put it on the market and use those retail buyers, man, that's, I don't know. That for me, that's like what's up,
No,
you
that's
know?
awesome, man. Like how did you even come across Novations and me and everything like that?
Well, so I went away from real estate and went in a different direction for about 10 years, and I was sold that company. And as we were exiting that company, I'm like, I wanted to get back into real estate. And honestly, I wanted to be in real estate. That company was supposed to help fund real estate. It just didn't work out quite the way we wanted it to. So it was cannabis. They legalized cannabis here, and I got involved with that. And it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either. But so, Instagram, just started looking at things and Googling things and came across you, and it caught my interest big time. Not only for the novations, but just your sales, like the science of like the sales, right? That's kind of what made you different, I feel like. And not, I know this isn't about blowing, trying to blow you up or anything. That's just the truth of the matter is the science behind that. And you knocking on doors selling vacuums. I'm like, dude, like, so that's what caught my interest with you and the whole thing,
Okay,
you know?
awesome, man. And dude, hey, I won't stop you if you got nice things to say about me. Like,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong
totally.
here. Were
Yeah.
you actively wholesaling when you got into Novations, or how did that?
No, no, I wasn't. I was looking to just kind of get back in, right? And assigning, I do assignments. The novations is what I'm going after though. Every
Okay.
once in a while we'll assign something, but yeah, for me, it was all about getting into the novations once I came across that idea. And I had, like I said, I kind of was familiar with it from back in the day. We used the option contract for it.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't know that I didn't put two and two together that you could still do that when it wasn't a short sale, if that kind of makes sense. I thought that that was kind of what made that be a reality, but not the case.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you came across me on Instagram. I know I post a lot of calls and stuff and all that. So it kind of caught your eye, and then you're like, hey, what the heck? Let's give Novations a try. And you just got the course and just jumped in, or how did that work?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, pretty much. I mean, I started watching you do like live calls, and I was really like wanting to learn. I was like on that, like absorbing everything I could. And that I think like I said, your sales approach and the science you kind of had behind it's what made me want to buy your course. Because I don't go out and buy courses, man. I just there's so many. I actually kind of used to be, I didn't sell anything, but I had to train everybody how to use the option contract properly to use my funding back in the day. And that was nationwide, did like 1,000 transactions. So I mean, I know the game, I knew all the gurus. But so I think that kept me from spending my money. But I did. I bought yours, and yeah, I literally actually just started reading literally the script. Like just, like I naturally can talk to people well, but I'm not a sales guy.
Yeah.
And Dude, and I know you jumped on board recently, but like 8 months ago, I started doing PPC with TTP with Talk to
Yeah.
People, Brett Daniels, and so I started getting the leads. I have some cold callers as well. And dude, it just works. It just started working for me.
So the elephant in the room is your $102,000 profit deal that you just closed,
Yeah,
man. So,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
dude, give us a rundown, man. Because I mean, for people watching this, right? It sounds like BS. I'll put the redacted HUD up here so everyone knows
Oh,
we're not pulling their leg. But I would say for most people, that is life-changing money and certainly a
yeah.
great payday no matter where you're at financially. Give us a rundown. So that was a TTP lead that came in, right?
It was, yep. It was a PPC lead came in, and it happened to be in my county, so like in my backyard. So I'm running a campaign basically from I live in Whatcom County in Washington State, which borders the Canadian border. So I'm running from the Canadian border down the I-5 corridor all the way through Western Washington through like through Salem, Oregon. So I do some deals in Portland too. Um, but this one happened to be in Whatcom County, my backyard, city called Blaine, Washington. And the guy, it was only a 2-year-old house, 3 years old maybe. So it looked, new, but he never finished the landscaping. And he worked down south, and he had spent like 30 days down south, and his son stayed home. And they had like 6 or 7 dogs. Basically, the
Oh,
downstairs of the house was like the dog kennel.
mm,
So I locked the place up. And I did. Now, this is probably a little bit abnormal, I think, with how much I usually would want to put into a house, but because it was right here in my backyard, I ended up putting about 25 grand into it. Did the landscaping, pulled up the flooring and all the baseboard out of the main floor. This is about a 1,500 square foot house. So I think the main floor is like 800 square feet. Um, so yeah, man, had to replace a couple of pieces of the subfloor. No big deal, couple $100 there. But new flooring, new baseboard, painted the interior, painted the exterior, landscaped it, and boom, dude. Put it on the market one day. It was on the market for one day. Yeah.
that
And
was
it went into a bidding war, and ended up getting the offer, and you saw the HUD. So
dude.
yeah,
Beautiful.
real deal. Yeah, I
So
know.
what everyone wants to know too, what did the seller say? Was the seller furious that you made money or happy that the deal got done, or how did that conversation
Okay,
go?
so no, he was actually and that's what's cool about it is he was like super stoked about it. But here's the thing too. So part of that initial cost was I had to get him out of the house first
Mm.
before we could do that and before we could sell it. So I actually helped him move, helped him get situated, and without that, like he is dead in the water basically. So dude, just by me helping him move and get situated and he's all about his dogs, man. So like this, he's got a burly biker dude with a big goatee, and he like cries when he has to leave his dogs. It's cool, dude. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's all about the dogs, all about getting them situated. And so by helping him do that, he was just like, if you can go make $1 million, go make $1 million. So
Yeah.
yeah, he
It's a
was.
really strong pain point that was like a core issue that
Oh
you
yeah.
were able to solve. And once that door opened, it's funny because people ask me that too. Cause like we've had some big 100K deals too. And people always wonder, like, do they get mad? But honestly, I almost feel like the more money you make, normally, the happier the seller is at the end for the most part. It seems like most of the angry sellers are ones that you barely squeeze by. But like when they have like a real problem and you can solve that. Like if you don't have money to move and you need to move, that's a big problem. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
exactly. Those are the best. When they've got a problem, when you can help them, they're just so thankful.
Right, my active wholesalers. When you come across motivated sellers that aren't a fit for traditional wholesale, maybe the house is in too nice of condition. Okay, maybe it's in a market where there's not a lot of investors, smaller town, totally fine. You get 40% of the net profit just for connecting us with the seller. Don't tell them about Novations. Don't tell them about us. Leave them waiting on a final decision. Submit it right here at novationjv.com, and me and my team will reach out to you and show you how to connect us with the seller. Let's go. Dude, so
Yeah.
tell me, like, how is Novation, like implementing Novations, how has that changed your business? I mean, it sounds like you almost kind of built like what you got going on using Novations and everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm trying to build a company to where like right now I'm trying to bring on some acquisition managers, and so it's just me right now. It's just me. Like I'm
Yeah.
wearing all the hats, building everything. It's not the plan. It was the plan to get started, but like I'm at this point now where I'm ready to start building a team and and so yeah, sorry, I don't
Awesome.
remember what your question even actually was and
Oh, I
where
was
I'm
just
going
saying
with
like
that, but
how Novations has
oh,
changed things for you basically.
yeah, no, absolutely. Novations is it makes it so easy just because you're bringing the retail buyer in, you know? And so here's the thing I want to say too, like I'll be honest with you. So like when I first started my very first month with Jesse and Nate doing the PPC, my first month I followed your script. Literally, you could probably hear me turning the page over the phone as I'm going to the next page, and I followed it right to a T, literally. And I'd thrown a little bit of stuff. Obviously, you have to hold a conversation with people, but like I followed it to a T, did really well. And then I started to kind of get like this is going good, and I sort of started to tweak it and drop some of it out. Started to throw my own little things in there, and then things didn't go quite as well. And I just want to throw that out there because I see you on Instagram talk a lot about this, or within the course too, of like literally follow the script. And it's not bullshit. Like you're not just saying that to like sell courses and stuff. Like that's so very real that, and it's why I bought it, is because of your history with sales and that science you kind of bring to personality types and how to approach them, which I still haven't even dialed in the personality types. Like those are things I need to learn to be even better. But dude, I started follow when I went back to following your script. It's things work out a lot better. It's easier to get the novations rather than someone being like, I'll just list it myself, and stuff like that. So novations, man. That's just kind of like my whole focus is all about getting the novation. If it turns out to where they won't do it and I can make money wholesaling, of course we do, or I do, but yeah, for me, it's just all about turning it into innovation. It's just
Heck yeah, man. You make 100 grand on a deal, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, let's do that
exactly.
again.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
absolutely. Well, and just the it's so well, I should say, when you get a contract, you're like, holy shit, I got a contract, but it's like now you got to sell it, dude. That's a whole nother thing. Like, where's your
yeah.
buyer now? And so when you can put it on the market and bring the retail buyers in, to me, I'm all about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way to go.
We fluctuate between like 70 and 90% novations. And
Yeah.
the people that aren't using this strategy, I just think I'm like, man, one, I know they're spending way more on marketing than us because
Mm.
they're all the ones that we're saying yes to, they're filtering through. These are the ones who are like, house is too nice, want too much,
All right.
need this, need that. And it's yeah, it's been a complete game changer, and it's filling this need too of like when the people have life problems, and there may or may not also be house problems. But this is like a big segment of the population because like the wholesale is super niche. It's like really bad house and person in a really bad situation is normally kind of that sweet spot that we're looking for. And that's like a little sliver. But if you take away the house having to be really bad, then it
Oh
opens
yeah.
a whole bunch of things up. And another thing I would just tell for like for the viewers, like when it comes to like spending money and fixing up the houses and all that, my recommendation for people is I would do it when it helps you make more money and maximize the deal and make the deal happen. But I wouldn't do it if that's what's required to make the deal work. Like if it's not, you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, exactly.
you don't want to put a bunch of risk in it. And if everything goes right, you make 20 or 30,000. Like if you're going to be putting anything more than like, oh, 1,000 or 2,000, you want to make sure that it's a good sized banger where you've got a good margin of error for everything. Like, were you nervous like when you're putting up that bread to like do all that stuff
So
or what?
with this, so I mean, with this particular seller, no. Like just because he was so grateful and cool about getting him moved and getting him situated. I mean, he basically is like, here's the keys, dude, do your thing. So with that particular situation, no, but almost any other, yeah, like I wouldn't, that's not, I've never done that before. I'll do it again, but it has to be the right seller, has to be the right deal. Because I mean, I've put a little bit of money into a property that didn't sell and I lost it. It wasn't a lot of
Yeah.
money. It wasn't near that kind of money, but it can happen. So no, it was the seller that made me feel comfortable doing that, you know.
Man. And
Yeah.
are you looking for people that are in Washington to join your team, or are you going to do it virtually?
Virtually. Yeah. Next couple few like month or so, I'd like to bring one or two people on and start building it from there.
Awesome. So if you're sharp, you're hungry, you're coachable, you want to lock in with someone that's been in the business 30 years, has proven results, hit up my man Ryan. Where can they find you at?
WeBuyRealEstate.com. I'm on Instagram. My page, I don't have a bunch of followers or nothing, but We Buy Real Estate as well on Instagram. And
I'm so happy for you, bro. Thank
yeah,
you for taking time too out of your day to share this with everybody. I know, a lot of people, are going to get value from this. So,
absolutely.
definitely excited too. 4.0's dropping. You being a 3.0 course member, you get a free upgrade along with everyone else. And the back end stuff is one of the big things that I'm creating new modules on, just kind of explaining how we do things. We also have a new Discord group too. Right now it's just the free group, but we're going to be launching the paid group that's just going to be members only. And I think there's going to be
Nice.
a lot of good synergy on Discord. It's a lot easier for us to have conversations. It's a lot more communal than, we were in a Facebook group up until this point. So
Yeah.
that'll be
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. And honestly, like when I bring guys on, gals, guys, whatever, I'm going to be using that for training, man. I just really believe that what you've got, the science behind the sales and what you're doing, I'm going to use that for training for my people. So did I see something too? Are you going to start doing like weekly calls, or maybe monthly calls or something where,
So I'm going to be launching a boot camp where it's going to be a 4 week. It's for all the 3.0 and the new 4.0 members where we're going to do 2 calls a week. And I'm likely also going to be doing like a separate, like a bolt on that's like a training program too for people
yeah,
who want ongoing training where we do call reviews, we do role plays, we do
that's
extra
awesome.
script stuff. And that's for people that are either building a team, have a team, or just want some extra hands on themselves.
Yeah, that's perfect for me, man. Because like I said, I'm not the sales expert, so to be able to have that, I love that. That's cool.
Yeah, man. And the program literally is how I train my team. And I've made a couple bucks with the course, but like doing the deals is really what has changed my life and supported my lifestyle. You know what I mean? And like all
Exactly.
my guys, like when you listen to our call reviews, I'm dropping a bunch of more call reviews in the course too. The framework outside of the conversation of pain points and like solving problems, we're all like right on the script. And it's one of those things where it's
Yeah,
like, the secret sauce recipe where I'm afraid to change anything because you're right. Like you change a little thing and it's like, okay. And then you change another thing. And before you know it, you've got like, instead of a
it's not
spaghetti
working.
sauce, you got like barbecue sauce. And it's like, well, barbecue sauce is good, but like we're trying to make spaghetti. So yeah,
Exactly.
keeping it tight definitely helps out. And my best guys honestly are the ones that follow the
Yeah,
program because it's all locked in and it's not like it's anything I invented some crazy thing. It's just it's really tight and it's the sales things that have been working for a long time. A lot of it honestly is from my Kirby days. You know what I mean? The
I know.
framework, the psychology, a lot of that is from
Exactly.
so at the end of the day, people are people and we all make decisions, kind of in a predictable way. So
Yeah. No, that's I know. I love it. Yeah.
cool, man. Well,
But
dude, thank you. Thank you for sharing, man. Any parting
yeah.
words for the people out there?
Get on this, get follow you, man. Follow Rich, because for real, you're the real deal, and you're that's all I can say is that sales script. If you're everybody's got a script, it seems like, and selling a course. but the psychology behind your script, I think for me, like I'm just speaking for me. I don't know what everybody else is looking for in this whole thing and if you're just getting started, but that script is the money. It just is. And it's not just some cheat. It might be cheesy. You might think it's cheesy, and that's where you try to start making it a little bit your own, but you don't do it. Just stick to it and rock and roll, dude. I'm telling you.
Love
So
it, man.
yeah.
Love it, dude. Well,
Yeah.
appreciate you, bro. All right, y'all. That's Ryan's story. Thank you for staying to the end. If you are an active wholesaler and maybe you don't want to learn novations, but you still like money, what you can do is novationjv.com. Me and my team do more Novation JV deals than any other team on planet Earth. We do the work, you get paid, we make it easy. Hey, if you want to learn novations, by all means, novationking.com. But if you just want to capitalize on this without having to put up bread and without having to do all this, we do more deals for other wholesalers in the novation space than any other team on planet Earth. So we would love to earn your business. You get 40% of the net profit just for connecting us with the seller. So you don't have to tell them about novations. Don't tell them about us. You can just leave them waiting for a final decision from you, submit it to novationjv.com, and me and my team will reach out to you and show you how to connect us with the seller.